Sure he runs the float off of.
66775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Jim Norton is in the house. Welcome.
Thank you for having me again.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. You can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebrating today, May Ray Day. I don't even know what that is.
It is.
Emergency Medical Services for Children Day. Well, anything that helps the kids, I am all for it. National Juice Slush Day. We're getting closer to my desires, obviously. When it comes to food, you can count me in. I am always there. Obviously, I've beaten anorexia. Hey, today's also National Devil's Food Cake Day. I don't know about Devil's Food Cake Day, but when you combine that with tomorrow being Strawberries Day, little whipped cream on top of that. And again, I've beaten anorexia, so I get a little carried away on some of these things, but it does sound good to me. Let's take a look at what the market is, because I don't think it's going to sound so good when we look at the markets, although it has recovered a bit. Dow Jones now down 345 points. S&P 500 is down 38. The NASDAQ, that's recovered a bit as well. That's now down 101 points. Oil down $2.39. Holy cow, everything is down today. Now, here's the issue, and I'm going to tell you exactly why everything is down today. Nobody else is telling you this. I've heard so many of the talking heads this morning already going through the issue. Why is it down? They've got all their suspicions. They've got all their commentary. I'm going to give you an exact answer as to why it's down after we look and see what has happened to you and me overnight. Yeah, I'm referring to the cost of gasoline, and you gotta love the Biden administration, because they really have absolutely no idea what the heck they're doing, and I'll prove it to you. So, Colonial Pipeline, we know about that whole situation. Basically, oil is on a shortage all over the eastern seaboard up to New York. Okay, got it. That's because of the Colonial Pipeline. And then we see that the Biden administration has decided that the pipeline going from Russia to Germany is okay, and they can finish that, and the administration is going to support that. Really? Does anybody understand? Anybody but me have a bad feeling about this?
Got a bad feeling about this.
All right, so we're going to connect Germany and Russia together. I think it was Biden that said that the Trump administration was under the thumb of Russia. This looks more like the Biden administration. Well, maybe Hunter's getting paid by Russia. We would never know that stuff because they're not going to check. I digress. Then we get the energy secretary comes out and says the best way to transport oil is through a pipeline. Okay, so let's recap here real quick. Oil is not good to go. We cancel on day one the XL pipeline. And we see what happens when the Colonial Pipeline shuts down. The Biden administration okays a pipeline from Russia to Germany. and cancels a pipeline from Canada to the United States. Am I missing something here? Right? Does this sound fishy to anybody but me? And then we look and we see, okay, gasoline prices right here in Calizuela. 1 year ago today, $2.81 a gallon, and then today we're at $4.14 a gallon. Ow! National average gallon of gasoline, $3.04 a gallon. So we're $1.10 higher than the national average. And we probably use more gasoline than most states in the union. I'm just throwing that out there. You can go over to Hawaii and get gasoline. Maybe I'll go to Hawaii and just go to Hawaii, right? I mean, $3.87 a gallon of gasoline in Hawaii. Cheaper there than in Calizuela. And let's keep on moving because nothing we're going to do about it. We like who we vote for. We just stick to that kind of thing. Hey, but let's look at the cause of the market downturn. And I'm going to tell you right here, right now, you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio. The cause of the market downturn today, very, very simple. If you're familiar with margin calls, that's what it's all about. We got all these people that are so in love with cryptocurrency. Think about this. Now, Bitcoin has recovered significantly from the earlier part of the day, right? It was down right around, 32,000, I think was probably the low of the day. I don't have it right in front of me. Now it's trading at 37,000, down $6,145 per coin as I speak. Ow! That's a 14% drop. I can't even say this one. Ethereum, that's down 22%. Ripple down 25%. Bitcoin Cash down 28%. Litecoin down 31%. Monero down 31%. Start getting margin calls. What is a margin call? Well, people buy these things for credit. They don't have the money to pay all that money to get a coin, right? So it was at 60,000 just recently. It's not that long ago that Bitcoin was at $60,000 a coin, right? And you get goofballs like Elon Musk. If he was not a billionaire, and if there was a legitimate media, the guy would be in jail. Plain and simple, he'd be in jail. Right? Now he's brilliant. But here's the issue. There's something called front running. When you go out and start tweeting and you've got significant influence and you start tweeting things that are going to benefit your positions, that's called front running. It's illegal. You can't go doing those kind of things. He's gotten his hand slapped on some of his tweets about Tesla. Hasn't happened yet on Bitcoin. It should, but it won't. Right? Because we don't have a legitimate media in this country that are out there saying, hey, there's people that are losing thousands and thousands of dollars. He says, I could lose $1 billion on this. I don't care. Right? $1 billion. He doesn't care about losing $1 billion. Because what he knows is he can just send another tweet out saying, I like Bitcoin, and there's a bunch of idiots that'll go and buy it. Right? Now, when you get this margin call, you have to sell something in order to cover your shorts or your margin. What are you going to sell? Anything that you can in order to raise money to cover the call. Now, maybe that you have to sell your Bitcoin at a huge loss, which pushes the stock down. It may be that you have to sell your Apple stock in order to cover your margin. That'll push that stock down. It could be that you have to sell your part of your 401k holdings if you were able to buy some of these dumb things in your 401k. I've told you these. My opinion is they're dumb in the first place. Why? Because they're a bubble. When something goes up for the purpose of because it's going up instead of because of some intrinsic value, that's the definition of a bubble, right? That's what happened in real estate in 2008. No, it wasn't about mortgages and other issues like that. Real estate was going up because real estate was going up because real estate was going up, and so it kept going up because it was going up. I know it sounds like a loony thing. Right now, that's completely opposite. Right now, it's called supply and demand. That's why real estate is going up. There's not enough supply for the demand. Bitcoin, it keeps going up because it's going up. There's no real reason for it to go up. And then what happens when a government gets involved because of what happened with the Colonial Pipeline and getting paid off in Bitcoin, right? So the government's going to come in at some point in time, and there's going to be even more people that are going to lose all their money because they got into this cryptocurrency because it's a fad. That's what's happening with this whole thing. Look at it. It was back in the earlier part of May. I'm looking here. I don't have the exact date. It was $59,014 per coin. $59.14 a coin. Right now, I don't have. It's $36,767 as I'm speaking right now. 59 down to 36. Right? Why did it happen? No logic. But be careful. But I told you the same thing when people were betting on GameStop. And yes, it is betting. It's not called investing. When things are going up because things are going up and there's no intrinsic value to it going up. Right? So I knew that what was going to happen there is some people were going to make a lot of money and a lot of people were going to lose a lot of money. Right? Where's GameStop at right now? I don't have it in front of me, but I could in just a second. But here's the issue is don't get involved in these things. If you want to go to Vegas, go to Vegas. If you want to do, and there's nothing different between some of these things and going to Vegas, right? GameStop at 170 right now. It got up to 500 and change, right? So some people made good money when it went up to 500 after being a bankrupt company. Now it's at 170. Just please be careful. Again, going and betting on GameStop, betting on Bitcoin, some of these other cryptos, my opinion, go spend $2 on the lottery. You'll lose less and you won't win either. Either way, you're not going to win. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. I probably should get off my soapbox right now. What do you think? We're going to talk about investing the real way with Jim Norton when we come back. Sellers are ready to enter the housing market. We'll talk about that, all that, and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Dreaming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradiowithron.com and click the free workshop button.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva, they've got the programs, they've got the products, you've got the phone. Make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's see, the Dow down 290 points. NASDAQ down 74 points. We're going to look and see that the S&P 500 is down 39 points. 10-year Treasury is off about a tick. Not a whole lot of movement right there. The mortgage-backed securities, they are flat right now. Why is all of this happening? That's what you tune to Ron Siegel Radio for. The Mortgage Bankers Association, they released their mortgage application data for the week ending May 14th, showing that overall application volume increased by 1.2%. Applications to purchase a home were down 4%. Refinances increased by 4%. Why are we worried about all of these things? Because they're all what's driving these markets right now. A lot of the mortgages are driving the markets. A lot of folks are concerned about what's happening in our economy, right? Inflation is up all over the place. We've got an administration that does not know how to deal with that, quite obviously. They've been used to riding coattails and trying to just stay out of the way, and it's not working right now because basically if they would have done nothing when they came in just listened to just followed what the Trump administration did, they would have been much better off, my opinion. But we're seeing the ramifications right now, even with what our president is doing, telling Israel they need to de-escalate, but not telling that to Hamas. Unbelievable. So we are watching that. And then we're going to see tomorrow, this is going to be the interesting number. I don't know if you're going to hear about this anywhere but on Ron Siegel Radio. So we're expecting about 500,000 first-time job losses, first-time unemployment claims tomorrow. Now, think about that. First-time unemployment claims, 500,000. That's people losing their jobs for the very first time. Here's the issue. With everything opening up, there should be a lot of people that are getting their jobs back, not losing jobs. So why is this happening? Well, people are starting to get fearful. They're worried about what's going to happen. Where's the market going? And as that happens, and you worry about inflation, that is the arch enemy of bonds, right? So we know that that's where the problem is. So we're going to continue watching that for you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So we're going to continue a conversation. It is an ongoing conversation we've been having right along with our friends at Realty Pro 100. Jim Norton is in the house today. And we've had numerous conversations about your home equity and what do you do with your home equity? Because I'm going to tell you this. I tell you this all the time if you're a regular listener of Ron Siegel Radio. I can tell you without even knowing where you live, the exact, and we don't guarantee a whole lot on Ron Siegel Radio, but I'm going to guarantee you I know what the rate of return is on your home equity because it's the same on every property in the United States of America. The rate of return on home equity is zero. It's always zero. Because if you live in Orange County, California, and I'm just using this for an example, we know over the last 61 years, real estate appreciates on average 5.19%. That's a 61-year average. Just go and do the research yourself if you want to, or I'll send it to you. Just let me know. 5.19%. Now, if you've got and because I'm a simple guy, I'm just going to use the number of 5% because rounding errors and all that good stuff. I also know in Orange County, California, that the median home price is $829,000. Now, if you have a 100% mortgage on that $829,000 home and the property appreciates at 5%, rounding that down to 800, it's going to go up $40,000. If you have no mortgage on that property, so you own it free and clear, and it appreciates at 5%, it's going to go up $40,000. So the amount of equity you have is irrelevant. The property is going to still go there. Now, if you have no mortgage on that property, shame on you. right? Because here's the issue. From an emotional standpoint, I cannot compete with your emotions. Can't compete with that one. But from a numeric standpoint, I can say, let's pull out $600,000 from that property. $600,000. And that's easily done. If you don't know how, give me a call, 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch. Now, what I want to do from here today is something that we generally will talk with our friends at Realty Pro 100 about. Okay, can you do that? The answer is yes, you can do it. So we're going to start from yes, we can do it. Now, what we're going to talk to Jim Norton about. Jim, what are we going to do with $600,000 other than go to Disneyland?
No,
like one day at Disney.
We can't get a reservation.
Okay.
We're going to invest it.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yep.
We're going to invest that money, and we're going to get you some real estate. And first of all, let's back up a second. For my simple side of the question, is we want to sit down and talk with you about how we get you into an investment program over the future.
Full strategy.
I mean, you just went over GameStop, and you said, okay, GameStop, Bitcoin, those are gambling stocks. But the Coca-Colas, the Apples, the other ones that are paying dividends, those are IBM, the great conversation topic. Everybody remembers IBM forever. It's going to go up, it's going to give a return, et cetera, et cetera. So you can either go into the stock market with your 401k, or you can take matters into your own hand and you can become a real estate owner, an investor. And that's where we're going to do with that 600. We're going to look at a program for you to retire with an income stream, as opposed to just a quick GameStop flip. I mean, that's the problem right now. There's too many flip shows and everything's quick. But the reality is real estate is a long-term play. And that's where you really can make your money, because at the same time, you're getting a free 5%. Let me see, what's your bank paying you right now?
Yeah, I think when we do our calculations, we use 0.1.
Thank you. So if the bank's not paying me any money and my cash is my cash is working at 5% over here, you're already ahead of the game.
Sure.
Just by pulling that money out. And with low interest rates right now, it's even better.
So now let's see, on 600,000, we could probably buy several pieces of property, right?
You could buy one $600,000 condo and have you free and clear.
Oh, I don't want that. I don't want free and clear.
Okay.
Because then I've still got my
That's right.
I've still got the same issue.
Exactly.
Zero rate of return.
So, but what if you bought
what if I bought four $600,000 condos?
Now we're talking, because what can you do that you can't do in stocks? Well, you can do it in stocks, but one of the things you can do with real estate is you can leverage. Big word, leverage.
Sure.
And because you can leverage it, 600 can buy 4 homes, not just one home.
So
and
four
that's
homes,
where you start going.
4 homes at 5% rate. 4 homes, 600,000. That's $2.4 million in real estate.
Correct.
And 5% of 2.4 million, is that 120,000?
Yes.
So you get $120,000 of appreciation potential. We're not guaranteeing anything. It's Ron Siegel Radio. We don't guarantee anything.
And it's going to have its yearly dips, yearly rises, but it's average out. Again, we said real estate's a long-term play. It's not a quick. It's like your 401k. You work at a company for 20 years, your 401k builds because you keep putting in it.
Right.
Real estate's the same way, except for that you're getting a free rise on the appreciation.
Sure. So we just talked about how to gain $120,000 now. If I look at the median household income for Orange County, California, it's about $94,000.
Correct.
And we just talked about in the last about 3 minutes how you can take that free and clear home and convert it into $120,000 in additional appreciation on an annual basis.
Correct.
Now, $120,000. Let's go backwards the other way around, because I am a simple guy. We invested $600,000 of our own cash that we pulled out of equity from our real estate. We're getting $120,000 appreciation. Is that a 20% rate of return? I think 120 is 1/5, right?
Yeah.
So it's about a 20%, not quite, but close to.
Let's round it. I mean, for conversation, we're rounding.
So for about 20% rate of return. And what are you getting in the stock market, right? If you go to call a financial advisor, they're going to come and say, I'm going to show you a plan to get 20% rate of return.
Yeah. Show me a plan that
there you go.
Better yet, ask them the question. Show me a plan that gives me 20% rate of return
in a safe investment.
Exactly.
Right. Because I don't have to sell this. I'm never going to get a margin call on my real estate.
Nope.
As long as I keep making that mortgage payment every month. Now, a $600,000 home in Southern California, just a guess.
I thought you were going to say, does it exist?
No.
Yes, it does.
Okay. That's a good question. It does exist. But here's the other question that we want to know is, from your experience, is it generally going to be a negative cash flow, positive cash flow? What are we going to start seeing there?
That's what you want. That's exactly why we're going to sit down and do the research for you. We're going to help you, guide you through that process. That's what our program at RP100 does, is we help you through that minutia of information so that you can see it. I mean, there are, depending on what your requirements are or what your desires are, I should say, what your dream is. Some people like single family, some people like multifamily, some people like maybe even commercial. It depends on how you want to go. But the point was, we'll help you go through that. But what we really want to achieve here is you want to achieve a positive cash flow.
Sure.
I mean, we really don't want to achieve a negative cash flow. The tax laws have changed to the point where that used to be, you'd want maybe a little bit of negative because there was a write-off. Those are gone.
Okay.
And so you want to have a positive cash flow, but you've got to be able to look at the entire situation between HOA, insurance on a multifamily, maybe a condo townhome.
The other thing that we want to really make sure we do, the other thing we want to make sure we do also, and we're going to continue this conversation with Jim Norton, is bring in that household board of directors, because I do a little radio here. I am not a tax advisor. I am not an attorney. I'm not an estate planner. So your household board of directors, that needs to have your realtor, your mortgage person, your CPA tax planner, your lawyer, maybe an estate planning attorney. All those people are part of your household board of directors, and they're a very, very important part. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got that featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net and a lot more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com, licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. The digest tells you exactly what the market knows about your property, exactly what the communities think about your property. Lots of great information there. It's an email that comes to you once a month. Great information. And one of my favorites, it's compliments of Ron Siegel Radio. You pay absolutely nothing to get it. Sellers are ready to enter the housing market. One of the biggest questions in real estate today is when sellers return to the housing market. An ongoing shortage of home supply has created a hyper-competitive environment for hopeful buyers, leading to the ultimate seller's market. However, as the economy continues to improve and more people get vaccinated, more sellers may finally be in sight. The Home Purchase Sentiment Index, HPSI, by Fannie Mae recently noted the percentage of consumers respondents who say it's a good time to sell a home increased from 61% to 67%. Dave Duncan, Senior Vice President, Chief Economist at Fannie Mae, indicates, and if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our social channels, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing a chart right now, right here on your screen. And it's talking about consumer productivity regarding home selling conditions nearly matched its all-time high. That is from Doug Duncan, Senior Vice President, Chief Economist at Fannie Mae. And we're looking at this chart. Amazing. Fannie Mae isn't the only expert group noticing a rise in the percentage of people thinking about selling. George Ratui, senior economist at Realtor.com, shared, quote, the results of a Realtor.com survey showed that 1 in 10 homeowners plan to sell this year, with 63% of those looking to list in the next 6 months. Just as encouragingly, close to 2/3 of the sellers plan to sell their homes at prices under $350,000. That's a national number. Remember, we're in Southern Calizuela. Our numbers are a little higher. This would offer a tremendous boost to affordable housing for first-time buyers, unquote. Looking to sell, remember our Team 53, listing to check 53 days every single time at the top of the market. We'll talk to you about that more in the days and weeks to come. Bottom line, if you're considering selling your house, don't wait for more competition to pop up in your neighborhood. Let's connect today to explore the benefits of selling your house now before more homes come to the market. Again, remember, Team 53, give me a call if you want more information on that. They will sell your property at the very top of the market every single time, highest the market's going to bring, and you're going to get your check within 53 days every single time. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by, the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest 79564. Continuing our conversation, Jim Norton is in the house. We are chatting about real estate. What else would we be chatting about? We're talking about a plan, and this is the key, is a plan. Right? Because you can plan, you can say, I want to make a lot of money in real estate. Think about I don't know what the numbers are anymore. Jim, you may know this off the top of your head, but there was a significant amount of the most, other than from the .com and high tech, Used to be that the number one place to develop wealth was real estate.
Yes.
Right.
No.
George Argyros was the guy that owned Jack Kencook from the Lakers. Dr. Buss.
No, Dr. Buss.
They both was all in real estate.
Dr. Buss once said, he said, if a young man would come to me in his 20s, he says, and listen to everything I do, which would include working one extra Saturday every week till he's 35, he could retire at 36 as a millionaire.
36.
36. Basically, you're going to put in 10 years of working a Saturday and investing that money, that Saturday money, into real estate.
He starts at 25 and retires at 36.
36.
25
He's got $1 million
36.
in his pocket. Now that quote was a long time ago, so it might need to be $2 million today.
Well, yeah, the amount of millions are going to change,
Right. But the point is that the effort,
same.
the plan is what you have in there. So you just don't go out and stumble into real estate investing. You have a plan, but you have a plan already in place for your stock portfolio. You have a plan in place for your 401k, or you should. You're right. You have a plan for your kids' college.
Right.
So why aren't you planning how your real estate's going to pan out? How many people just say, I just want to buy a house?
Well, think about the kids' college. I mean, right? If you started doing this when you're before you get married, and you go and you buy, you were just telling me off air that there's a condo. We don't want to get into specifics, but it was in North Orange County.
Townhome in North Orange County, 1 bedroom, 1 bath for $395,000. Now you say, well, that's not very big. And it's like, well,
how big's your apartment?
Yeah, exactly. How big's your apartment? Are you by yourself? How about you just got married? You're newlyweds. You guys can live in a 1 bedroom, 1 bath for a while at $300. So you can't say there's nothing in Orange County, because you'd be in a nice area of North Orange County for $395,000. What, you could even do it with a 5% down?
Sure.
There's programs. All you got to do is call Ron. Ron's going to have a program for you. He's going to get you in there. And you're in real estate at that point. Now what's your plan for that next step? I mean, how long do you need to be there? How are you doing in your job?
Right, keep it.
Better yet, keep it.
If it goes up 5% a year for 5 years, it should be $495 in 5 years from now.
Exactly.
Right, refinance that, take the money out, and go buy and keep that one rented out after to another person that just graduated from college, rented to a college student.
Exactly.
Couple, whatever, newlyweds.
What's a 1 bedroom average in Orange County right now? Around $1,600, maybe as high as $1,800, depending on the location and the amenities. I think they're getting in Irvine. Well, we know they're very deluxe.
Yeah, they get a lot of money in Irvine.
But they're getting $1,800 for a 1 bedroom, and so this is a pretty good deal. I mean, we're talking a townhome. You have a garage, right on a carport. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities if you have a plan.
Right. That's the key thing right there. Yeah. So here, let's do a simple plan, Jim.
Okay.
So we've got that $395. We keep it for 5, and we buy that at age 25.
Yep.
So we keep that for 5 years. We're able to pull out, say, $50,000. And $50,000, we could probably buy a $500,000 property. We're keeping that first one. Mm-hmm. Right, so at age 30, now we've got a $500,000 property and a break even on the $395.
Right.
5 years later, now we've got.
Well, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Are you breaking even, or you're cash flowing? Because if you're cash flowing, you increased your $500,000 because you got a couple extra dollars to help on that mortgage.
Okay.
So your cost, that's going to offset some of your cost of living. I mean, we're not even tapping all of the aspects of a rental, from taxes to cash flow, and the extra cash flow helping out with your current mortgage gives you a little bit bigger house. Let's say at that 5-year mark, you had your first kid. And so maybe that cash flow is now his college fund. You put that in there. He's got 18 years. That's a lot of compound interest, even at 0.1, but in a better fund.
Well, I wasn't even going to go there. I was thinking of just leaving that money into the real estate.
I know, but I'm just saying, look at the uses if you have a plan. I'm on plan today.
No, absolutely. So we just got to age 30. We don't have any kids. So now by age 48, and you compounding that, right? All you have to do is do a cash out refi at that point in time, and you can pay for your college for cash.
Yep. And you still don't have to liquidate the property.
Right. And at that point, what we want to do is talk to our friend Chris Bissonette, because he'll help you restructure your assets.
Exactly.
So that you can maximize the amount of college financing you're going to get.
Right. As you said earlier, I love the line, the home board.
Household board of directors.
Household board of directors. That should, I mean, first of all, you're going to want to, somewhere in your life, you're going to need an attorney because you're going to need a family trust. You're
Sure.
going to need something. And you're going to maybe even want to change the way you hold the structure of this. You're going to need a good accountant because you want to make sure you're taking advantage of the tax laws. Plus, the tax laws are constantly changing.
Okay,
So-
what you do today is not going to be what you're going to end up with.
On my mantra of plan today, have a household board of directors in your plan, and then have a plan with each one of them so that each one of them
I'll
knows
call you
what
Jim
your
Plan
is.
Norton.
Yeah, I'm the plan guy. I'm the plan guy
He's
today.
the plan man today.
Yeah, I'm plan man today. But so, I mean, so where are we at? We're at 48, you said?
No, we were just at 30
Oh, no.
and we had a $500,000 property
Okay.
and a $395.
But yeah, well, you were moving on to 48, and we were paying for the kids' college.
Right, but we
No
haven't even got
college
to
debt.
35.
Oh, we haven't got to 35. Okay.
Right at 35, we could have bought our second house, right? Because
Yep.
I don't know about you, Jim. I hear all these people, they're renting an apartment, and when I suggest go to buy that $395,000 property, but there's no white picket fence and pool.
True.
And you can't compare an apartment to a 4-bedroom house that might be your third house down the road. So if we go down there and we're now at 10 years in and we restructure our loans, we could probably go and buy $1 million house. I'm just guessing there. Right. And we're still keeping the 500 and the 395. So now we've got over $2 million in real estate at age 35.
Exactly.
Now, $2 million at real estate age 35 and going at 5% a year, that's $100,000 every year. Right. So now at age 40, and we haven't even got to, age 48.
Just
when
got
we
another
need to-
$500,000 right there.
Right. So we got another $500,000 and age 45, we've got another $500,000. So we've got like $5 million now because we're not only are we appreciating, but we're paying down the principal because someone else is paying our mortgages for us.
Exactly. I mean, where can you get that? Where can you get somebody to pay down increase your equity? It's fantastic.
And think about that concept because you might even be able to sell that $395,000 first condo to pay for college. If you wanted to, but maybe you don't even need to.
And now you're not straddling any kind of, I don't know how you're going to structure the college payments if that's what you're doing.
Now when we come back, Jim,
you end up with zero.
When we come back, I want to talk about what is our tax liability every time we pull money out of the mortgages, out of those properties. We'll talk about that when we come back.
That's part of the plan.
You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We've got a featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. That's coming up as well. You can reach me anytime off air. Number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, The team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL number 018694452.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the featured home segment today being brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. Yeah, they've got a featured home, and we got to find it because if I can't find the featured home, I can't tell you about it. Here it is, 950 Ott Avenue in Placentia. Listed by Melinda Johnson. Single-story ranch-style home is a true gem in a sought-after community in Placentia. 4 bedrooms plus a permitted additional master bedroom, an expanded family room, spacious home office, endless potential. Think home office, gym, home school area, guest room. Outside the backyard includes producing lemon, avocado, and orange trees to start off your personal-sized orchard, as well as grassy area, concrete patio, perfect for enjoying summer barbecues. Both this lovely home and yard are perfect conveniences just waiting for your personal touch. $849,000 is the price from Melinda Johnson. Hey, let's think about this one. Let's talk about it. Let's look and see financing options. 3.5% down FHA, $39.80 a month. If we're looking at a 20% down, $29.56 a month, 25% down. You got to use the strategy on this one, though. It's $26.42 a month. And those are principal and interest payments. You have to add the taxes, insurance, and if there's any mortgage insurance. And obviously, we are looking at a compliance issue. So I got to tell those keeping score. It's a 5.204 APR, 3.3 APR, and a 3.086 APR, NMLS 217037. Again, this property is listed by Melinda Johnson. And if you want more information on 950 Ott Avenue, our featured home of the day, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We are continuing our conversation with Jim Norton. He is in the house today, Realty Pro 100. They've got their rapid equity builder. We're talking about planning this morning. And here's the issue of what we were speaking about in the last segment. And we're not going to recap the last segment. We did give you a plan, 7 minutes. We ran through a plan of developing about $5 million in net worth. $5 million of net worth. Now, I know that you're not a CPA, are you?
No.
Attorney?
Nope.
Good, so we can talk honestly now. I just digress. I mean, I'm nothing against attorneys and CPAs. They've got all kinds of rules they have to follow, but Jim and I are not attorneys. We are not CPAs. We do not give legal advice. We do not give tax advice. Compliance people should be happy by that now. Yep. But from my understanding, and maybe from yours as well, Jim, if I do a refinance on a $500,000 house and I pull $100,000 out of that property, is there a taxable event when I take that $100,000 out of property?
No. There's
No,
there's
because we're borrowing money.
Right.
It's borrowed money. It's
Borrowed
not we haven't sold anything, so it's not income. We could lose all that next week.
Yes.
Not likely, but we could. So we could pull.
Don't take it to Vegas.
Right.
Right.
I mean, we're not using our house as an ATM yet. We're going to do that when we're in our 60s. Right?
Right.
So we use the house as an ATM then, because then we don't have to work anymore.
Exactly. It's a
Right.
little different.
But here's the idea. So we take $100,000 out of that first property, no tax liability because it's a loan.
Right.
On the second property, we could take $100,000 out of that one every 5 years, probably. It's a loan. We don't have to pay taxes on that.
Yeah.
So as our friend Todd Halterman tells us all the time, isn't it fun to disinherit the IRS?
Yes, because we're, again, for the understanding is we're not having a taxable event because we're not selling property, we're buying property.
Right.
It's the seller's got the problem, but we don't. We're buying it, we're acquiring it, we're accruing it, and we are then taking that money and using it to buy more property.
Now Monday
we're
gonna chat. If you unless you like paying taxes. Now, if you like paying taxes, I shouldn't say this. They'll get mad at me at the station and all my sponsors. If you enjoy paying taxes, Monday will not be the broadcast for you to listen to, because we're going to talk all about ways of disinheriting the IRS. So if you've got a business you want to sell and then you want to call Jim Norton and buy some real estate, yeah, we can show you. We're going to show you on Monday how you can defer that tax liability maybe until the end of your life, right? Even selling a business. Now, we know that part of the Realty Pro 100 Equity Builder program is you can actually sell a piece of property, an investment property, and buy another investment property using a 1031 exchange.
Right.
And we don't want to get too in the weeds with that because we're just going through. Right. As Jim says, we're planning today. We're not
planning.
Going
we're just working on the big plan today, so we know where we're going.
Big picture.
But
right?
there are so many mechanisms along the way. You touched upon something though, real quick. I want to hit is business. Today, how many businesses are operating out of the house?
Sure.
So how many? What are you getting for that? What if you bought another house, another townhome, and you place the business in that? Let the business pay for that. You're now getting your business to work for you, not just your house. So
make sure you look at the zoning of it.
You got to look at the zoning, but just think about all the opportunities here. When you look at your plan, there's opportunities in everything you have to involve expansion of your real estate so that you have this portfolio that is giving you the return so that when you go to that retirement, when you get to that age around, with this kind of portfolio that we did today, you're going to get to that age around 55.
That's going to be basically when do you want to?
Exactly.
Right.
And now you're thinking about, okay, now we're traveling, now we're doing things we want to do, or you're basically maybe, kids, here's the portfolio, we're going to Bora Bora.
Right.
I mean, the opportunities are endless when you plan
freedom.
Ahead.
It's called freedom.
Freedom
right?
to do what
I know we don't like to use that term in Calizuela.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're strapped down. We feel like we're strapped down by one house.
Sure.
Because
got to make that mortgage payment.
And that's all that's the impression that the world gives us, because we're not talking with any professionals. We're not talking with Ron Siegel and finding out what's out there for finance. You mean I just bought this house. What do you mean? I can refi it already? It's like, yeah, it dropped a point.
Sure.
And a point's worth, 100 basis points. That's worth refi.
Sure. Makes sense.
Everything is money in your pocket. And
what are you going to do with it? Right. I mean, I'm not a big fan of refinancing your house to go and buy a car or a boat or something like that.
No, we're not. Right? That was part of the scourge of the 2005 recession.
Right.
Is that people were taking that equity and just buying toys. They weren't
reinvesting and paying down.
Exactly. No, they were just,
That's the whole idea. That's part of the plan with the Equity Builder program.
Right.
Is how do you go and reinvest? How do you make these things work for you so that it's not and this isn't Bitcoin, right? So it's not going to go from it's not going to double overnight, and it's not going to cut in half overnight. Right, yeah. We don't have that nervousness. You'll be able to sleep at night with the programs we're talking about.
Right, you'll be able to sleep at night. You have it's time constrained, but you have an emergency plan. You could sell that first townhome we bought. You could sell that to pay for something major in an emergency, and you could take all that equity, create the taxable event, but you would still have $100,000 in your pocket to cover some kind of emergency catastrophes, let's say. And so it just gives you multiple things so that you are sleeping at night.
And the one thing that we've always talked about, the problem that we've solved now at Ron Siegel Radio, right? One of the biggest issues we've had many, many times when we've talked about real estate is it's not liquid. And I'm going to tell you with our Team 53, you've got 53 days. You make the decision and you sell at the top of the market and have a check.
Exactly.
53 days. So if your life plan is less than 53 days, we got a problem here.
Yeah, get out of Bitcoin in 53 days.
Right.
It's. That's one. People don't realize that's one of the hard parts right now, since Bitcoin doesn't have any place to go. You don't have anywhere to cash it out.
Sure.
So you got to find somebody to take your cash position. And so, but real estate, there's always somebody that's going to take your cash.
At a price, there's something always available.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So at a price, you can always find a buyer. It doesn't matter what property it is. It could be a $20 million property. It could be a $200,000 property. There's always a buyer at some price.
Yes. And so, what is it? Projection? I think it's been true for the last 10 years. We're 4,000 homes short in Southern California every year. That's how the supply and demand is always on the demand side. It's just a matter right now. You have the interest rates that make demand.
As long as there's always demand, then we're going to continue having good. That's why California real estate is always a good buy. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events in the financial markets. As always, I ask you set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean who are engineering us today, and of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.